Hey YouTubers, it's that Van Guy again with another Hot Wheels casting spotlight. Today we're going to be checking out the Dream Van XGW. I have just acquired one of the original Real Rider versions from the 80s, which has completed my collection. So I figured I would share them with you. The first one that we have on the turntable is the first release. This was released in 1984. In the mainline Real Rider series, this metallic blue color with the yellow, green, and white design on the sides. There's two different versions that came out of this in 1984, just a wheel variation. They're basically exactly the same in every way except for the Real Riders. There's one version like this one here that has the gray hubs with the white letter tires, and then there was also a version with white hubs with white letter tires, but interior is the same, paint scheme or deco is the same, color is the same, everything's the same, both made in Malaysia. It's just there's a wheel variation. One hub color is white and one hub color is gray. And those were both released in 84. Then in 1985, we have this light green one that was released in the mainline Real Rider series with the gray hubs. I don't believe this one was ever available with white wheels. I think it only came with the gray wheels. And then, so that was from 1985, this green one, like a lime green. And then in 1985, there was a Stamper 3-pack. This is exclusive to the 3-pack, I believe. I don't think it was available in a single pack, but I could be wrong on that. This maroon version was released in a Stamper 3-pack in 1985. And it's the maroon with the yellow, orange, and red Tampo design made in Malaysia. And I believe this one only was available with white wheels. That was in 1985. Then in 1986... which was the last year of this original casting before they retooled it, they re-released this green one, and it wasn't really a re-release, but it was made in Mexico. So this in 1986 they had a light green one that was produced in Mexico, but everything's pretty much the same as the original green, except for the Tampo was just this hair darker. But as you can imagine, if they're made in a different factory, you know, the paint mix might not be exactly the same. I think also the windshield and the glass had an orange tint to it. And this original one that was released, that was made in Malaysia in 85, had a yellow tint to the glass. So the Mexico release in 86 of this color and Tampo had more of an orange tint to the glass or windshield, and the Tampo design was just a hair darker, but everything was exactly the same. Wheels were the same. Same color hubs. So that's it for the original casting. And what's cool about this original casting is it has a door on the side that opens up. And let's see if I can get some better light on that. It has like a dog on the inside, if you can see that. He's like just chilling, sitting on the floor in there. And it's got a really elaborate interior. It's got like a wraparound couch. And there's like a bed in the back. I don't know how well you can see that. Try to get some better light on it. But yeah, if you have one of these originals, check it out, because it's got, you know, it's got a bunch of windows so you can see inside and check out the funky interior. And then they retooled it and changed the casting just a little bit. So in 2011, they came out with this one, this Hershey's Pop Culture, in the orange with the from the Hershey's Pop Culture, but it had Reese's graphics on it in the orange. And if you take a look, you can see the difference. The new tooling has this like a moonroof or a sunroof, and the old one did not, because it had an opening door. The new one does not have the door that opens anymore, and it also does not have any windows in it in the back. Where there are 2 windows in the back on each side in the original casting, and then when they retooled it, they got rid of those windows, so they had more room to put, you know, pop culture type, you know, advertising or graphics on it. So there is a difference, you know, quite a difference. The grill and stuff is pretty much the same. The bumper might be slightly different, very similar though. So pretty much the biggest change is the windows and the moonroof and the lack of the opening door. That's like what the difference is between the two. I can just set them side by side. You can compare them. So this is the old tooling versus the new tooling for the Dream Van XGW. In the rear, it's pretty much the same. Not really much of a change. It's just the big difference is the opening door and the windows versus no windows and a sunroof in the new retooled version. So that's it for this Reese's from the Hershey's Pop Culture in 2011. Next up we have, this one's a really cool one. This is released in 2012 from the Nose Art series. This white one with the Nose Art graphics. And then also in 2012 there was another release of this Dream Van XGW, and that's the DC Comics from 2012. This was DC Comics Pop Culture in this off yellow color. It's kind of almost looks like a tannish yellow. And it has the Dark Side Deco on the sides and the rear, which is, I think Dark Side is a comic book character, like a bad guy. So that one's pretty cool. It's got the like scallops on top coming off the windows, the moonroof. So that one's pretty cool. Then next up we have in 2013 this Looney Tunes pop culture release, and the white and metal flake blue with Sylvester and Tweety decos on the sides, and the silver stripes on the roof. Pretty neat if you're into Looney Tunes cartoons. Then also in 2013 there's another release for you rock and roll fans. This is the I'm not sure what pop culture it was from, but it was the AC/DC Kiss. I think it might have been some sort of a rock pop culture, because there are multiple bands, I believe. This is the Kiss van in the metallic dark red. Other vehicles in the release, I think, were like the Who and AC/DC, but I think there were different vehicles. So I think it was just like a rock pop culture, and it just had multiple different bands, one on each vehicle. But this Dream Van XGW is the Kiss version. Next up, we have this 2014 release, pop culture Grateful Dead from the Grateful Dead set, in this lime green with the Grateful Dead Dancing Bears logo on it. Another real popular one. A lot of people love the Grateful Dead, and it's just kind of a cool deco on it. It's got some cool like bear graphics on top too. So that one's a popular one. And then last but not least, the last release so far is this 2015 release. Got a piece of fuzz there. This 2015 release, Star Wars pop culture release. In the pearl white with the Princess Leia image on the side, light blue and gray stripes on the roof and sides. Pretty neat one. And this is the last and most recent release so far. I'm not sure if we'll be getting more of this in the near future, but this is a 2015 release, so it's been a few years since this one has been, we've got a new version of this, so I don't think they've eliminated the casting or anything like that, or final run it, not to my knowledge, but it has been a few years since we got a new one of these. One more thing to mention, there are a few releases that were released in India that have some different paint schemes or decos on them. So I saw a few on eBay. They go for a lot of money because they're pretty rare and they're from India. If I can, I'll include some pictures of those that I've seen on eBay. But that's it for the Dream Van XGW. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and also check out my Facebook page, That Van Guy. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good day.